Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel, I like to dive deep within the reading, so I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play as karmic themes. This will allow you to understand why everything's playing out the way that it is. Really important when you're dealing with a person that has a lot of spiritual blocks. They create a lot of illusions, they wear a lot of masks. They're living their reality, but again, that's not our reality. That's not the real reality. So the relationship gets really confusing and it's triggering to us. So we want to know why that person is coming into our life to trigger us. We want to know the spiritual significance and obviously how to shape shift the energy. Now, if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out. And it's the underlining energy that tells us why a person's doing what they're doing. And that word you can always find in the description box along with all other important information. If you're someone that's looking for shadow healing, well, or to anything to heal the effects of trauma, you definitely want to sign up to be on my wait list because I am going to uncover a project that I've been working on for a while. I actually launched it a few months back and then have pulled it because it needed tweaking again and I wanted to change my staff. And I wound up mastering like it, and I'm really excited. I don't want to say too much, but if you're someone that's looking for shadow healing, check out that link. You can find it again in the description box, or I think I might even put one in the comment bar. Okay. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, don't forget that you have to send me an email once you get notified that you were the winner. And you have to tell me what channel you found me on and what days and times you're available. All readings are done live. But you can ask your questions like the day before. You can send me those questions in an email. So your reading will be private if you're someone that needs to have your reading private. All right, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Oh, that just kind of like jumped out. So we're gonna take it. It's like betrayal. Well, I feel like you're dealing with somebody that is not coming anywhere towards you. And it's because like they know that they kind of like I'm here and screwed you over, like they kind of like, betrayed you. I feel like this person acted like they wanted to be in a relationship with you, that they were starting a relationship with you, that they made it like they were single, they could contacted you, and then they decided to go with somebody else. They decided to either stay with a karmic or go with someone that they were like had on their back burner. But it's like how you see it is like there was betrayal. And it was betrayal because this person likes to be the person that has the authority in the relationship. And I feel like you're a strong person and you're not going to let this person do whatever that they wanted to do just because you had a connection with them. It's like, I feel like the betrayal was mean and malicious. It was like they thought that you were gonna like make a big fuss, come back and say, "Hey, what happened? I thought that we were gonna be dating." Like, and it's like you didn't do that. You didn't say it. You just kind of detached from this person. But it's like now they're sitting in this energy where I feel like they want to come back to you. So again, the underlining energy is betrayal. I feel like the card underneath it is impatient. And so I'm feeling like, again, this person like wants to talk to you. They want to come back into your life. And there was a sense that they've done this before to other people and other people normally come back to them. Like they don't really have to do much. So they might like give you a like on Facebook. They might send like you a quick text like hi, but they're not giving you anything. And so, they're mad because they know that they haven't given you anything. They thought that you didn't know that you weren't getting anything or that you were different, that you didn't need anything because of the connection that you have. So again, but they knew that it was wrong. They knew that they didn't give anything and they purposely held back. So this person is getting impatient because they know that they abandoned you. And now there's a sense that they know that you're like, oh, I don't really care what happens to you. Like you weren't there for me. I'm not going to be there for you. So that's why this person is in a place of regret because they have grief and they don't know what to do. They're really powerless because of how they treated you, and which was full of really anger. They really like came from a place of anger, someone that could treat someone that they had feelings for. And really the thing is that they know that you're not going to trust them at all. They can feel that your guard is up. Yeah, and so they're gonna make it like you're being too dramatic, like your boundaries are too strong. They're not gonna like your boundaries. Or it already that like I feel like whenever you put boundaries up, they don't like it. So this time around, they're certainly not gonna like it. And I also feel like them being dramatic takes the focus off what the problems are. So this person normally gets what they want from creating drama because they want to get control. That's really what it is. They don't want to be accountable. They don't want to change. And they had expectations. They thought that you were gonna like be the fixer, that you were gonna be compliant. And I feel like you had expectations too. You had expectations that this person was going to come in correct because they knew who you were. They knew who you were. And it's like, why come into my life if you don't want a committed relationship. You don't want, and you know that I don't want that. And it's because they're selfish. That's why I feel like that you look really good to this person from the outside. It's almost like you look perfect to them. Like you check off all their boxes. You see? So again, being with them makes them look perfect. And I think that you look perfect to them because you're very independent. You don't need it. And that's the issue. It's like that this person wants to be with you because they don't want to really do anything. And that would keep you in a place of sadness. It's like, and the fact that they don't care that it keeps you in a place of sadness. So, you confront them, and then because they don't care, and then they act like they don't care. There's a sense that they just don't. You always feel like this person is looking for somebody else. You always feel like, that like they don't want to be compliant to you because they're always in search for something. And it could be anything. It's the next thrill. And that's really what I feel like you just got tired. And I feel like this person also doesn't have a strong sense of self. They listen too much to people. It could be their family, it could be like a karmic, it could be friends. I just feel like they get bad advice all the time. They're influenced from people around them, and it's like on how to treat you. And I just feel like there was really no reason why they have to like ask someone how to treat you. Like they should be giving you the time and the energy to actually form the relationship, to actually see the unfoldment process. But no, this person didn't think that they needed to. They had expectations that you were going to do it. It's they like that you again appear perfect to them. Trust me. Again, this person has shame. They have a lot of other spiritual blocks, you can tell. So again, you looking so good to them makes them look better. And you had just enough of the the disrespect. The disrespect, the gaslighting, the moodiness. You just had enough. And you just felt like you had this person, one person wanted all power over you. They wanted dominance over you. They didn't want to give anything to you. So they were emotionally manipulating you. So it was almost like you just felt powerless, like all control was taken from you when you're in this relationship. And that's because they don't really want to give anything. They have expectations of what they want from you, and it's the way that they play the game. But if you look, it's like you felt powerless before. You felt powerless right now. Now this person feels powerless, but they were trying to gain power over you, and you felt like they never really let go of the past karmic connection. And I feel like this person doesn't really ever let go of a supply. I call it a supply because it's like emotionally, this person looks to get, but they don't like look to give. And so it doesn't mean that they won't give anything. I feel like they will give other things, just emotionally they won't give. And it's because they're always searching for the next thrill. They don't really want that. And that's why, again, there's a lot of mistrust because they acted like it, but they really have fear about it. Um, It's like they know what you're worth. They're just afraid to do what they would have to do. Or not afraid, they just don't want to do what they have to do. And you got tired of them being dishonest. It's the deception, dishonesty, and it's like just to manipulate, just for them to manipulate either it's you or other people or other things. It's like that's their energy. They're in a low vibrational energy where they're dishonest. When you call them out on it, it's again, they act dramatic. They know that it's like that they're not really there in relationships. They made you feel powerless for really long periods of time. So you're like giving it back because you've had enough. Now this person is again looking at the relationship and they do see you as someone that's good, but they're also like, the relationship is not an easy relationship because you confront this person and you're going to confront them with enough of the abuse. So we have to ask, like, if they came back, like, how would you feel? And I feel like you would not trust this person. You know what I mean? It's like you're not just gonna see different. It's a time for you to heal. It's like recovering from trauma, willing to heal. So it's like release, bonding better. So you're in a place of healing right now. That's what you're in. It's a time that because this person now, can you heal together? Like the person would have to be open and willing, but I don't think so because they have too much trauma. They have too many other problems. It's again, you can see within their behaviorisms where they never let go, never close the door fully, still connected to a past, to the ex, pretended that they were done with that person. Like, but really, it's like they don't like to be abandoned. They don't want to, they like to be the person that is seen as like the strong person, the person that's seen as the one that's, in control of the relationship. And, if they're by themselves, well, then emotionally they're not as strong because it's not like they don't have feelings for you. It's that they have feelings for you, but they were not willing to really, I would say, lay down their ego. Because what we see over here is like powerless, like there was a power struggle, and this person like is like plays by unfair rules. They're dishonest, they're dramatic, you feel like they're abusive, like you can't even talk to this person, but then they're gonna have um real expectations and then not listen to you, but then ask other people how they should treat you, and they get bad advice, whether that's purposeful or not purposeful. Everyone is going to be different. It's a collective reading, but I think unfortunately for some, it's like they're getting like bad, information purposely to hurt you, and it's because the people that they deal with, they don't really, those people really don't like them either. So here we see again, you would be in a place of sadness. You finally got to a place of being like, enough. I'm tired of living in fear and being with a person that I don't trust because you're always looking for the next thrill. This person, I think they thought that history would like again make it a lot less negative for them. But it's like but no, they took too much time. They neglected you. And when you asked them, you got hostility. You don't know what's going on with them, but what you do know is emotionally they are not capable of giving. But what they do is they form attachment type of relationships where they expect you to like act like you're married to them or act like it's a committed relationship while they again are disassociated. And that's because again of their trauma. So being disassociated, they check out. They're not really there. They don't show up. So in that, you would always be by yourself. You would always be like disappointed. And this is where the sadness comes from. So I'd say that this is like a karmic, definitely a karmic, someone that, like if they're coming into your life, it's because they want something. It's not genuine. It's that you're going to help their life. Um, you're going to help them obtain something. So that's why I'm saying the whole like you don't want anyone to have power over you. And this person like would be. That's how they come on. They're strong. So again, you would have to make sure that you set really strong boundaries and you have other things in your life and other things that fill you emotionally is what I'm trying to get at. Because right now what it shows for this person is it's like they don't want to feel powerless. They don't want to feel weak. And we got betrayal again. And it's almost like this person is like gonna going through like an ego death, and so it's like they're evolving, they're changing. It's like they have to get into really uncomfortable energy. They have that's bringing them back. They're gonna have to like surrender their ego, and stop trying to be the authority in this situation right now. Like it's like they have to like listen to you. But this person has fear that I feel like that you're not going to stay with them. You're not going to stay with them because of the way that they were. But I think that because their disassociation, they don't really remember everything that they did. They don't remember why, they just know that it didn't work out. So this is like your big thing, like stress, like that. They don't want you to be stressed out. They don't, and so these are the things that they worry about. They know that somebody needs to be the one in charge, and they're used to being the one that's in charge, where really no one needs to be in charge of a family. You do it together. It should be like a collective thing. This person, I think, has a lot of outdated ways of thinking, but they, their fear of death is more like fear of death of the ego. And, the betrayal is that I feel like this person tends to live by their like impulses. They don't really, they don't think about things. That it's like they're impulsive. They do what they want in that moment, and they never think about the consequences. So there's a little bit of like that you don't trust them because they were connected to this person that did that to them all the time. And it didn't really bother them as much. So you're like, well, you're a little detached. Well, you're like everything that you're telling me that you want me to do, really you need to do. And it's true, you're the mirror for this person. So again, self-sabotage. These are the inner child wound cards. And what you'll see is the same karmic pattern tends to play out over and over and over and over and over again until we learn to deal with the situation differently. And so self-sabotage would be giving too much energy to a person that like betrayed you, like expecting like this person to all of a sudden be different. It's like, no, it's like, I feel like you grew up with where organized chaos is, you always had your needs met. Your mother and your dad loved you, but they had a horrible relationship. And in the fact that they had a horrible relationship, it's like life was difficult for the parent that you lived with because you watched it. And you watched that other parent come in and out and do what they wanted. And it was, again, it was chaotic. But the whole time you weren't really feeling loved. So the kid that self-sabotages themselves because they're seen as misunderstood. They're seen as they don't fit in anywhere. They're seen, that's really what the issue is. So, um, this person doesn't want, doesn't didn't really mean for it to be that way, where they, acted like they misunderstood you. But I feel like there's someone that feels that way about themselves too. It's like they didn't really know what they wanted, which pushed you to like, I don't want to say that you were rebellious because you're not really a rebellious person, but I think it made you have to be strong, and it made you have to really get clear on what it was that you wanted to manifest to make. It was almost like you had to give yourself the guidance. This inner child wound is the fact that you didn't have guidance. Children that self-sabotage the connection is because, again, they're misunderstood, and they're misunderstood in a negative way, but they're also carrying around a lot of resentment, a lot of anger. And it's because life isn't going right. It's like they have dreams too, they have feelings too, but it's that they feel like they don't connect anywhere. And I feel like that was you. You felt like you didn't connect anywhere. This person. felt like they didn't connect anywhere. And so again, they didn't give you what you deserve. They neglected you. So, which is what you grew up with. You grew up with someone that neglected you, someone that was angry all the time, someone that like was reliving the self-sabotaging cycles of believing that they weren't deserving of having love, weren't deserving of being loved. They had a psychological reversal from the experiences that they lived, from a lot of unhealed trauma. So understand, like this person was misunderstood because everyone looked at them through like a physical perspective, which is like, well, you're a problem child. Like, well, you're this, well, you're that. They want to label them. And meanwhile, the kid is living on their own and they're figuring it out as they go. They don't know exactly know what they're going to do. But the amount of fear, the amount of worry, because this child is like, well, I have to figure out how I'm going to pay rent. It's like they're not, ready for that. And even as a kid in college, it's like they might understand it, but they might not have the money to raise for it. So there's that panic. Where is this money coming from? So again, self-sabotage is usually letting people into our lives that uh, they don't deserve the spot that we're giving them. And so that is what really Spirit's saying. Because again, they don't give you enough. They don't give you enough. They neglect to give you. They neglect themselves. They don't put any effort in. And so in that, it's like they don't know what they're doing. You might have a vision in your mind of how you want something to be, and they're not really they're not gonna have the heart. They're not going to, so if you're trying to sell your products, if you're trying to like promote your business, if you're trying, no, it's like this person's needy. And they're needy because, well, I'm not getting what I need because my mommy is being affected. So mommy's not giving to me. So I need to get it from somewhere else. And, that's your job, where it's like, that's not your job. It's again, that's how this person would sabotage the connection. And how you would contribute to that is by neglecting yourself, where don't neglect yourself because you become resentful. And that's really what Spirit's saying. It's like, I feel like you and your husband, like being in two separate locations for a little while, or you and your person, someone that you're dating, so a long distance relationship, whether it's someone that, again, for some of you guys, I do feel like you've had a long distance relationship. So it could be someone that you're married to, someone that it's just feels like a long time. It could even just be a past life. Karmic mate, someone that has been in your life you only for a year or 2 years, but they just feel like home. So what Spirit's saying is like, again, put the energy into yourself. It's like, don't abandon yourself. Never abandon yourself. Make sure you continue to nurture yourself. People are going to see it as like rebellious. It's not. They'll be resentful because people want you to neglect yourself. Don't neglect yourself because that's the only way that you can sabotage what it is that you're doing. It's like you're powerful. That's triggering to a lot of people. So of course, the person that you were dating that you're not is in your like grief right now. They have regret. They should have handled it differently. They should have had a conversation. They shouldn't have been so quick to end things. But their own fear is what did that. So we leave one more energy off because we can say, okay, so you attracted that person mainly to integrate, to nurture yourself, to integrate, to learn that we don't abandon ourselves. It's like abandonment only happens when we abandon ourselves. So, again, which is what this person wanted you to do. So obviously, I feel like you're going to listen. And so this one wanted to pop out. So let's see. It says, learning to love myself. So you attracted this person into your life, and gave too much to them, especially if there's nothing, but they, had the potential to like give you a bad reputation. They had the potential to like ruin you and not care, not care what other people thought just to save their own self-image. Really, Spirit's saying this connection is to help you learn to love yourself. Choose to see the beauty in yourself. Your wealth lies in your nature and potential. You can transform your weaknesses into strengths and realize that you are a being of light and you can allow yourself to shine. So it's almost like transforming your weaknesses into strengths. So, and that happens during the separation period, even with friends, where you might feel like, oh my God, like I feel so alone, I feel so boring. It's to help you do the deep dive to, but it's all about loving yourself right now so that you can be that vibration and you'll always attract people into your life that love you. There'll be such an abundance of it. And that's the whole point of the law of attraction. It's like, but you have to can recondition, and you can do that by listening to spiritual material, by walking the walk. It gets easier the more you listen to spiritual material. Because if you're not in this energy, where you don't love yourself, but you love other people, it's not going to work. You will really have to do the deep dive and heal yourself. That's why this person came into your life. That's why the relationship was so difficult. Like it's like, why am I in a relationship with somebody that makes it so difficult? And Spirit says, because your life is difficult. You make your life difficult because you don't love yourself enough. So you have to love yourself enough in order to make sure that you don't embody that energy. And that's by choosing to like put your energy around people that are going to also see the beauty in you. So it's also you seeing the beauty within the world, but the people that connect with you on a heart-based consciousness are connecting on such a more deeper, profound way that makes a way where there is no way. And they're the ones that wind up, starting their own empires, creating their own empires instead of working for somebody else because they're free thinkers, free spirit. So that is understand because when you learn to love yourself, and your actions are in alignment with that, well, that's when you're co-creating with the universe. That's when you are the energy of unconditional love, and you don't have a problem of meeting someone that matches that energy. It's just before that, while you're actually on like on TV, like on like practicing that skit, and practicing your lines, and things haven't come into fruition, that there's a lot of anxiety. And so this talks about more about then you getting better connection to your physical body and to not project into the future. Don't ruminate on the future. Learn how to be in the present moment. And you can do a lot of meditations for that. The Silva Ultra Mind Method helps you to get back into that perfect brain wave that you're going to be able to receive and not just be open to receiving divine guidance, but help you heal. That's really what it's about, to help you heal the effects of your trauma because you're seeing the situation from a different perception. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated with this one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.